Hi, everyone. I'm Uriah Kiser, founder and publisher of Potomac Local News at potomaclocal.com. Thanks for joining us here on the Potomac Local channel for our Potomac Local podcast. How many times can I say Potomac Local? Well, stay tuned. We'll find out. But today we are joined by Dr. Lona Bryan, co-owner of Fish Window Cleaning Manassas, a locally owned and operated franchise serving homeowners and businesses across Manassas, Manassas Park, Centreville, Lorton, Gainesville, Bristow, Clifton, and Fairfax Station. Fish Window Cleaning is part of a national brand with more than 40 years experience, but here in Northern Virginia, Lona and her team provide that personal, community-rooted service that keeps local homes and storefronts looking their best. Lona recently completed a 10-day campaign, an advertising campaign with Potomac Local News, a campaign that reached more than 67,000 people, delivered more than 1,000 impressions and touches, and earned a click-through rate more than twice the industry average. Her ad performed especially well in the Manassas area, the exact area where she focuses her business. So today we're talking about what it looks like to grow a small business in a competitive region like Northern Virginia, how local advertising supports that growth, and what challenges and opportunities small business owners face when trying to reach their neighbors. Lona, thanks for coming on the Potomac Local Podcast.
Thank you for having me, Uriah.
So let's set the stage here. It's never easy to run a small business. And for those who are not in business or have never started a business, don't really know how crazy people like you and I are to even think about starting a business, right? So talk to me, what's the climate like? How difficult is it right now to serve the customers that you not only serve them, but find customers that you want to work with, find people that want to work with you, and keep those people happy in terms of employees and customers. What's it like running your business, Fish Window Cleaning in Manassas, right now?
So first, I will tell you, it is, oh wow, it's a whirlwind. We have grown a lot in the past year. The first year, so this is our second year. We're nearing the end of year 2. And I would say in our first year, the biggest challenge we faced was letting people know we're here. We're here in the community, because for so long, there hasn't been a really a strong window cleaning presence for residential and commercial in the area. And if it was like maybe one or two business, because I'm not saying that there aren't window cleaners out there. There are, but they couldn't handle all of the business. So when we opened our doors and we started doing social media campaigns, and we actually started walking door to door, the amount of responses of "where did you guys come from?" was amazing, because they were like, hey, we were looking for window cleaners. We were Googling this and nobody was coming up in our area. So just getting the word out there the first year. And also getting people to understand that we are local. People see franchise and they see the name and they assume that, we want to shop local and these people, this is a huge corporation. No, we're not. Me and my husband are 2 Air Force veterans that worked for the federal government, that decided we wanted to run our own family owned and operated franchise, where my oldest son is the operations manager. So, and I actually had people tell me to my face, we want somebody local. I'm like, we're local.
Here we are. Yeah.
We're absolutely local in your community. I have kids who with 3 kids that went to school in Prince William County Public Schools. So yeah, we're absolutely local.
That's fantastic.
So that was the biggest challenge. And then now that we're kind of rolling, the challenge has shifted a bit, and the challenge has shifted to so our primary focus is commercial. And so getting commercial businesses to understand the importance of keeping their windows clean.
Yeah. That's interesting. So a long time ago, in what seems a different life, I was the manager at a Ruby Tuesday restaurant. And one of the things that they always told us was you have to go out into the parking lot every morning and make sure that it is swept up and there's no trash lying around. And I was all of 20, 21 years old at the time. And I never dawned on me about having first impressions. And when people pull onto that lot and they see a trashy parking lot. They see debris, in the walkway. They see dirty windows as they come in. That's the first impression that a business is giving off to everybody, not just their customers, not just someone who's thinking about shopping or patronizing that business, but to just the entire community. So that's interesting that you say that is just sort of an education process to talk to business owners about that. One of the things, and so I'm going to get into some questions about the campaign that we just wrapped up. So on the surface, Potomac Local agreed to give you 10 days on our site for free to see how your window cleaning services, Fish Window Cleaning, would perform on our site. And in exchange, you would come on and talk to me about that. So you're giving of your time, and I'm very thankful for that. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Your recent campaign reached well over 67,000 people and earned engagement numbers well above industry averages. So, and we measure that against social media like Meta and Google, because in our world, in local news and local advertising, sort of, that's who we're going up against in terms of who are, if you will, our competitor, because it's so easy to just, click and buy an ad on Facebook or what have you. And everyone always just go back, buy an ad on Facebook, and they work great. They work fantastic. But what we like to do is sort of see how we stack up in comparison. So again, I appreciate you having this conversation. So as a local small business owner, why is that kind of visibility so important in a community like Manassas? And how does that number stack up to any of the other sort of advertising that you've done, whether it be on social media or, or elsewhere online?
So I would definitely say that was far more reach than the advertising that I've done on Facebook or Instagram. They give you these algorithms that tell you how many people that you could reach, but then the actual reach is nowhere near the amount of people that you were able to reach with this campaign. And even I've tried postcards as well, sending out, spending all this money on postcards, only to maybe 5 people actually scanned the code that was on the postcard. So I would definitely say that your advertisement reached far more people than any other method that has been used.
That's great to hear. I'm very happy about that. I'm very happy to hear that. When it comes to reaching the right customers, obviously, we are hyper focused on the Manassas area and Prince William County area. So how important is it for you to reach the right customers who live in your area and maybe not those? I mean, and it's interesting, before we came on, we were going over your service area, and it's interesting. You serve areas sort of right around Woodbridge, Virginia, but you don't serve Woodbridge. So for you, you're looking for a very targeted customer base.
That's correct. It's very important because you talked about the service areas early, and the way that our structure is set up, I can only do business in the territories or the zip codes that I purchased. Now, I do have fish window cleaning neighbors all around me, which is why I can't work in Woodbridge, because that territory is actually owned by the Fish Window Cleaning out of Fredericksburg. We like each other. And, we do give each other referrals. So if someone calls me and says, hey, I'm located in Woodbridge, I can give them the number to the Fish Window Cleaning that owns that territory. But for our business growth, it's kind of hard to cast that wide net in advertising and then hope that people that are within my territory are the ones who are calling me versus they're out of my territory calling my fish window cleaning neighbors.
No, a lot of what we do at Potomac Local, matter of fact, everything that we do at Potomac Local is about the community, right? We are community focused news and information about a very well hyper local defined area, especially in Manassas. So how important is it for you as a business owner to have your business be seen alongside events that are coming up right now, just in my mind coming up, we have the Christmas tree lighting in Manassas that's about to happen, the Christmas parade in Manassas that's about to happen the first weekend of December. How important is it to you to know to be sort of branded next to when the new elementary school in Manassas is going to open and what's happening within the small shops in downtown and that sort of information? Do you think that helps you to be associated with that community content?
It absolutely does, because the places you just mentioned, well, what do they have all around them? Businesses. So the customers, those events are a draw to customers. And so when customers come, sure, they're coming to see the tree light up, but they're probably going to do business while they're there. They're going to get a snack. They're going to walk into the local shops, right? And so before they walk into those local shops, what do they see first? They see the name of it surrounded by glass. They see the door. The door's almost always glass. And so you have, you have these customers or these patrons who come out to this event that are going to walk in these businesses, and they're going to notice, whether you think they are or not, they're going to notice whether or not the doors are clean. And we hear about it. We hear about it. I can't tell you how many restaurant owners that we clean, and they'll come out and say, hey, did you give my neighbors an estimate? Because their doors are really clean. They're complaining about their own neighbors. And so we'll walk on over to the neighbor. Hey, would you like an estimate for free window cleaning? And then they'll go, we don't need our windows cleaned. And it's like, how do I break it to them? Your neighbors are complaining about you. Yes, you do. And if your neighbors are complaining about you, what are your potential customers saying? I can tell you what they're saying. If they're looking at your doors and your windows and they're dirty, if you can't clean what they can see, what's going on in the kitchen?
Exactly.
What's going on in the kitchen?
Exactly. Absolutely. 100%. And I think you nailed it, right? It goes back to that first impression. When they first walk in, they first come to your business, they walk, and obviously they're outside, they're walking in.
Yeah.
And you want to hit them with with a great impression from the very first time they lay eyes on your business. So it's dressing the part, it's looking the part, and it's being clean. It's being there. So as we wrap up here, based on what you've learned, what advice would you give other small business, community-based businesses in Northern Virginia who want to grow but aren't sure how to get their name out in front of local businesses, commercial businesses or homeowners? What advice? You're 2 years in now. What advice do you have for them?
My advice would be to not shy away from networking and digital media. You can do both. I think here's my opportunity to give a lot of plugs for places that I've met great people. One of them is 1 Million Cups. 1 Million Cups meets every Wednesday at 9:00 in Old Town Manassas, and I think they may have other chapters around Virginia. But it's a great place to meet new people. Let them know you're here and you're ready to do business. Learn about other other connections that you can make and do business with them as well. So that's 1 Million Cups. I'm also a member of Prince William County Chamber of Commerce. Oh my goodness, the people that I have met. I didn't even know what a lead share was until I joined the chamber. This is where you find people who are in your network, who you have businesses that complement each other, and you get together once a week and learn about each other and refer each other. It's amazing, right? And that's where I actually, and I think, was it 1 Million Cups that I met you?
Yeah, that's where we met. I can't lie. 1 Million Cups is a fantastic. I was an organizer for 1 Million Cups from 2012 until 2020, and still visit frequently. And you're absolutely right. It's a fantastic resource at the Centreville in downtown Manassas. So if you're thinking about, if you're in the Manassas area, Wednesday mornings from 9 to 10 a.m., it is a fantastic free resource. I highly recommend this. Even the coffee's free. You can go at 8:30 and have the coffee. I mean, it's talking free, but what you walk away with is so valuable, because you get to not only meet great business owners like yourself, but you get to hear other presenter that day who shares their business challenge, and it could be anything. It could be, I'm thinking about expanding and hiring a new set of people, or branching off into a different type of service, or I want to sell my business. I'm done. I'm out. I'm ready to move on into the next chapter of life. Whatever that challenge is, the 60 or so people in the room, and I'm proud to say it's grown beyond, way
Yes.
beyond that. Some weeks, depending upon the week, help that entrepreneur with their challenge. So great! I'm so glad you brought up 1 million cups. It's fantastic.
Yeah, because I found services there I didn't even know I needed. I was like, oh wow, I need that.
Yeah,
Like you.
absolutely. Well, Lona, let's wrap up here. Tell people how they can find you, how they can get in touch with you, and so you can remind them how important it is to make that first impression and have that clean business for their customers when they come to do business with them.
All right. So I think one of the main things to understand for our customer base is you shouldn't wait until your windows are foggy and cloudy and have debris on them that's been cooked in from the sun over years to
Mhm.
call to get your windows clean. Usually by that time, it's too late. We do have chemicals that we can use to try to get the hard water stains off, but sometimes once the damage sets in, it's irreversible. It's in between the panes and you can't do anything about it. Cleaning your windows is so much cheaper than having to replace them, right? So that's the first thing. So and how to reach us, the best way to reach us is our phone. I answer the phone.
No.
When you call, you get me or you get the operations manager, not a call service, not a call center. And our number is 571-292-2605. And if you don't have time to call, you can also go to fishwindowcleaning.com/3267, and you can put an online estimate request and put in your information, your address. You can even go into detail how many windows you have, and we can send you an estimate like that, or we can come out. We're very flexible, very customizable, so we can do an estimate online, or we can come out and visit you and do an estimate. So I think we're easy to find, we're easy to get in contact with. And again, you don't want to wait until till your windows are damaged, till you can see the dirt to clean them. You want to keep them clean on a regular basis. It'll prolong the life of your windows.
Do me a favor, repeat that phone number.
571-292-2605.
Okay, now repeat that phone number one more time.
571-292-2605.
All right, guys, repetition is everything when it comes to marketing and advertising. Now, you've heard that number 3 times, and you also heard that Lona Bryan picks up the phone when you call, and that is the definition of local. That is a community service minded based business, and that is what we're all about here at Potomac Local. That is who we want to help. That is who we help on a regular basis. And Lona, we are so happy that you came on and talk to us about your business and the advice that you gave for so many others who are currently in business or thinking about starting a business here in Northern Virginia. It was so valuable. Thank you so much for your time.
I'm honored. Thank you so much.
And thank you for watching. We'll see you on the next episode of the Potomac Local Podcast. Again, you can get us potomaclocal.com. You can also find us on YouTube, Facebook, X, formerly Twitter, and of course, I would be crazy if I didn't tell you our 4 p.m. news email that goes out every day at 4 p.m. It's free. I pack that thing full of local news every day, free to you. Go to potomaclocal.com and sign up for our free 4 p.m. newsletter. And we'll see you next time on the Potomac Local News Podcast.